Hey, Mr. Cartoon Head here. Just wanted to introduce another little tutorial video to help you earn an A in Money Study Group. Hey, thank you, Mr. Cartoon Head. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Hey, it's time to do a little review for week number 2. This is the budget assignment week. And I wanted to kind of update this semester, the video, because there's always a little bit of confusion. And I'm trying to eliminate the confusion related to using the Bayrock portal to create your budget. So in the past, I've encouraged students to, in this video, you will see, if I can get this video, somewhere in this video, I encourage you to use your Bayrock portal to create your budget, and by linking your accounts. So you'll see that upcoming. Linking your accounts is a very helpful thing to do. You'll watch the video that I created and you'll see how to do that. But this is what I wanted to highlight. This screen in your financial planning portal is a place where you can actually put in your own categories for income and expenses, and you can do a very detailed kind of budget, basic budget, without linking your credit cards or your other accounts. So if you're using mint.com, this is where it gets a little confusing. I have said that it's a very popular way to create a financial plan, especially a budget, and it is. Mint.com and Bayrock, the Bayrock portal, they're very similar in terms of the tools, the technology, and the flexibility of the products. However, the Bayrock portal is built with Bayrock Financial, my company, and so there's lots of confusion, I think, about using that portal and having me see your data. And so don't do that. Don't use Bayrock if you don't want to. It's there if you want to use it to create a budget, but you're certainly not obligated to do that. I don't care whether you do it or not. So I just wanted to clarify that again. It comes up pretty regularly. You don't get extra credit for linking your accounts in Bayrock. And you don't get extra credit for linking your accounts in mint.com. So use whatever tool you want to create your budget. I don't care. I just want to know that you're doing that. So enjoy this week's assignment review. I think it's helpful. And I'm going to watch it again and see if there's anything I need to change. But for now, I just wanted to kind of preview the video you're about to watch. So here it goes, and I'll see you next time. Hey, welcome to this week's assignment review. This week it's all about the budgets. So I want to review a few things this week, just like every week. First of all, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. All assignments throughout the entire course need to be submitted in Blackboard. I will be providing the assignments to you through Blackboard, and you need to submit all assignments in Blackboard. You will have work and study and content in the online course, but all of your points that count for your grade go in Blackboard. And all assignments are due at Tuesday at 10 a.m. Tuesdays. So if you're late on an assignment, you will see that you get a 0 if you don't turn in an assignment. If you turn it in late after 10 a.m. on Tuesday, you'll receive 1 point. That's really just 1 point so that I can see that you actually did the assignment. Remember, you have 200 points available for class participation. Part of that means you're doing your assignments, you're keeping up, and you're following the scope and sequence of the course as we build a comprehensive financial plan for you in your financial planning portal. We're going to talk about that in this week's assignment review, your financial planning portal. So we'll introduce that this week, week 2. Early assignments, if you haven't got the message, you should have all received notification through Blackboard. Now remember, in order to get the 10 points, the extra 10 points for turning your assignment in early, it needs to be turned in Friday at 3 p.m. That's when the market closes. And my job as an investment advisor includes managing investments, so I need to be paying attention to the market, especially on Fridays, especially during times of volatility. So please just know that when you turn in your assignment in early on Friday by 3 p.m., a couple of things happen. One is it goes into my queue, which gives me the ability to grade it and return it to you as soon as possible. Now, what happens is I give you the extra 10 points, or I may give you a comment and deduct some points. It doesn't really matter. If you turn it in early, Friday at 3 p.m., and I review it, which I will do, my commitment to you is I will review your assignment if you turn it in early so that you can get it back and make any corrections you might need to make by Tuesday at 10 a.m. So if you make corrections and resubmit it, you will get the 10 points extra if you just make the corrections correctly. So that's a benefit. You're getting extra points. You get an opportunity to correct it. You get feedback. You know your grade right away. On the other hand, if you want to wait until the last minute, that is your prerogative. If you're too busy, I totally get that. However, I'm not committing to grading your assignments in an urgent way, because if you wait until the last minute, it goes at the bottom of the stack. So I hope that helps. I hope you like that idea. It's been popular throughout the course. Students get extra points. And the big idea here, the big idea for the extra points is that you're going to earn your 950 points, which gives you an A. You will earn those points early in the semester so that at the end of the semester, you'll be able to focus on the other courses that you have that include final exams. We don't have a final exam. We have a capstone. And so you'll have all of your work done in this course, and you will have earned sufficient points to get your A, 950 points. You'll earn those early if you turn your assignments in early. So hope that helps. Moving on. So this week is all about the budgets. We have 3 types of budgets typically that I want you to be familiar with. A zero-based budget, you need to understand how that works, what it is, and it could be a very effective tool for you. The other is the envelope system. Dave Ramsey made this popular, and it basically is for people who use cash, and you actually manage the cash in envelopes, and you give each envelope a name, a category, and that's how you manage your budget. My favorite is the automated budget. Now, I know this is a little controversial for some students who do not feel comfortable giving their data to me or Bayrock or Mint.com, but the truth is your data is already at the bank. And so the tool that I'm going to recommend this week in this assignment is optional, but it involves linking your accounts, your credit cards, your investment accounts, your bank account, your credit union, all of your accounts, just like you would in Mint.com. And when you do that, it kind of automates things for you, including your spending. It keeps track of your spending. So one of the things you have to do this week is identify what tool are you going to use. You may have already done this last week, but if you haven't, I'm looking for you to know what tool you're going to use to track your spending this semester. And so I'm giving you an opportunity to use the planning portal, which I'll introduce you to in just a minute, as a way to keep track of your spending and to help you build a comprehensive financial plan that includes your cash flows. So again, it's optional. Don't get upset thinking I'm looking to get your data. I don't want your data. The tool that I use with my clients and with students has the same level of encryption that banks use, and so it's pretty safe. And in your financial plan, you don't give any personal information other than your birthday. And so if you're concerned about that, make up a name, make up a birthday, just keep it close enough so that you can know that your plan, your fake plan, your imaginary plan is close to your reality. So we'll talk about that more this week, and we'll talk about it more next week and the week after, because it's all part of your capstone assignment. It's a big part of this semester. So let's look at week 2 capstone. It's time to get started. So you will have a link in your online course to register and then log in, and you're going to want to save your password and also save that browser. You'll notice that even though you may be going to moneystudygroup.com to find and enroll in the course, once you enroll in the course, you're going to be on a page that is skills.munchback.com. That's just where we built the platform. But this week, you're going to log in and register at Right Capital, which is the tool that my company uses to provide financial planning. So you will have your own portal for financial planning, just like my clients do. And it's it's a premium product, but I want you to use it this semester, and we will work together to build your financial plan. It will be Right Capital. It's branded for Bayrock Financial. So just make sure you save the browser and keep the information handy. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create these 5 data cards. You're going to complete these 5 data cards. And so family profile, your income, your savings, your net worth, your expenses, and your goals. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and just open my iPad, and I'm going to go through this process, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to let you watch it. Maybe I'll put a little music in the background, but it should take about 5 minutes to do this. We'll see how long it takes, but here we go. So I'll be right back. So that took about 5 minutes, didn't take long. The first thing I did was family profile. This is really the people that you love, the people that are involved in your life, like your kids, your spouse, and yourself, obviously. So that's how you do that. And notice you can add participants. Next is your income. So that's your salary, your any passive income that you might have. You can add those. You can add those data cards, and you want to do that for all sources of your income. And remember, if you're a student and you're receiving benefits from your parent, a parent or a grandparent or uncle or a scholarship or any other source of income, even though it's not something you earned like a paycheck, you're going to count that as income. So just be thinking of what I want you to think about is the expenses in your life. So the next data card is savings. And we'll talk about expenses in a minute, but savings includes your bank, your credit union, your 401k if you're working and you participate in that. Any sources of savings that you've already accumulated, that you've already put in an account, those data cards will show up in your financial plan. They will add to your net worth. And so you want to add those to your planning portal. And again, you can link these accounts if they're active. So now net worth is where you would, as you saw when I did it, you will link accounts there in net worth. So it's easy to do. It's easy to link the accounts, or you can add them manually. It does, it's up to you. But remember, all of your accounts, if you have a checking account, a savings account, a credit union account, a CD, all of those accounts, including a credit card, if you have debt on a credit card or a mortgage or whatever, all of those accounts need to be added into your plan. And you can do that manually, or you can do that by linking the accounts, which gives you a live feed. It's a one-way feed, but it keeps your plan up to date. It's pretty cool, I think. But again, I know how some students feel about it. You are a huge target for fraud, so good on you for not being too easy to link your accounts. But I'm confident that it's very safe. I use it with my clients all the time, so it's there for you. I would use it if you want it to be easy. So the next, expenses was the next data card, and this is where all of your expenses need to be included, and it's basically how your budget will be developed. So when you put these expenses in, we'll talk about this multiple times throughout the semester. The next thing is your goals, and this is really important. In the course, you're going to basically create some expenses, like you're going to buy a house, you're going to buy a car, you're going to put some imaginary expenditures on a credit card, so that I can show you how to manage those things effectively and efficiently to build wealth. But in the meantime, I would like for you to consider, what are some of your goals, some of the things that you want your money to do for you. And this is where you put it, under goals. So I think that's it for the data cards. Now let's talk about your expense categories. Again, I want you to be thinking about not just basic expense categories, but what are the expenses in your life? Okay, so let me make sure you understand that sometimes students are receiving free rent, food, Wi-Fi, insurance, transportation, all of those things, and that's fine. But this semester, what I want you to do is think about the expenses that apply to your life. So I want you to think about all of the expenses in your life, and I want you to think about how much does your life cost, and consider all of those expenses in your life, whether you're paying them or they're being donated by a parent, a grandparent, or a scholarship, or any other source, because you will create those expenses, even though you're not paying them. They need to show up in your budget this semester. For the purpose of this course, you're going to have income, which may just be the value of the rent that your parents are giving you, okay? That would be a source of income. And you would do a little research and figure out how much would you pay for rent if you were renting a room, and say there were 3 people in the house, your mom, your dad, and you, and the rent was $1,500, or the mortgage is $1,500, your part would be how much? $500, right? I know you know that. So that's what I'm looking for. That's the way I want you to think about preparing your budget and your expenses throughout the semester, and specifically this week. It'll come in real handy in your capstone assignment. So be thinking about those real life expenses, what you'll spend on food, what you will spend on utilities, what you'll spend on housing, what you'll spend on everything. And remember, these expenses, these expense categories are going to be projected. So I'm going to give you a little heads up right now. We're going to create a plan based on you already graduating. And throughout the semester, I'm going to help you buy a house, buy a car, and see how that financing looks, and see all the ways, the strategies that you can use to make those, to use your money in the most efficient way possible, so that you can build wealth, so that you can achieve the big idea of the course, which is to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. So we're going to be focusing on these categories of expenses, and I want you to be thinking about, after you graduate, what will those expenses be? All right, moving right along. Here's what I want you to think about the most, well, no, this is just what we need to be thinking about in terms of the big picture of your financial life is how much will you earn when you graduate? Think about the dream job that you want. How much will you earn? How much will you save? And you don't need to know the answer to these. These are just questions I want you to have top of mind as you think about the idea of managing your money throughout your lifetime. How much will you earn? How much will you save? And I think it's important for you to start to think about how much will you give? I mean, if let's say that you achieve not only your goals, but you achieve more than your goals. Like, what is it you're going to do with your money? And that's part of this semester, something I want you to think about. Some things I want you to think about, not just what do you want to do with your money, but what do you want to do with your life? And I really want you to think about this semester. What are the small steps, the actual things that you're going to do to make your money count? That's what I'm here to teach you. But you have to do it. You have to take the steps. So here's a quote, my favorite quote. It's actually the first quote in my book, Make Your Money Count. 98% of us will die at some point in our lives. So a little planning goes a long way. Ricky Bobby said that in Talladega Nights. Funny movie. And yeah, that's a good thing for us to think about. 98% of us will die at some point in our life. So here we go. Final comment, final suggestion is what are you going to use to track your spending this semester? So I've asked for that information. I've not deducted any points so far, but there will be a time when I'm going to say, hey, tell me what are you going to use? You may have to repeat it a couple times this semester, but I want you to know what tool are you going to use to track your spending. At the end of the semester, we're going to have an assignment which will require you to supply all of your data. And you got to be accountable for everything you spent. So if you're using a debit card at a bank, Bank of America, Chase, whatever, that's all in the app. It's all there to download. And that's one of 3 parts of the assignment that you're going to need is the data. Number 2, just so that you're accountable, so that you know where the data is. But number 2 is I want you to take those transactions and categorize them and create a chart so you have a visual representation of where you spent money throughout this semester by category. So that'll be helpful for you to see where you're spending your money. And number 3, the most important part of the assignment is for you just to think about and communicate what did you learn about yourself this semester and the way that you spend money. So that assignment comes at the end of the semester, but it starts now because you have to be tracking your expenses now in order for you to have that data at the end of the semester to get the full points for this assignment. So I think that's it. That's it for the slideshow. Oh yeah, and that's this week's class collaboration. So you should grab a screenshot. You can post that anywhere you want. What are you going to use? So it's kind of fun to see how students are thinking about tracking their spending. Say whatever you want. You can say how you don't want to link your cards because you don't trust the system. That's fine. But then tell me, what are you going to use? And then post that somewhere public. And Money Study Group is not really public. You can post it there. You can post it on our YouTube. Most of these videos get live streamed on YouTube and Facebook.